right, today's an exciting day. I am here to unbox my new Enya Tenor Nova ukulele. And the story of this ukulele is that before I went to hike the Appalachian Trail, I wanted an ukulele that was durable and light. And so I got the concert Enya Nova and discovered that it sounds great. And that the case itself just fit in the sleeve, in the water bottle sleeve of my pack. So I've come to discover that I enjoy these durable carbon fiber style ukuleles more than the expensive ones. And after I bought this one, in fall of last year, they announced that they were introducing the tenor size. And of course, I play tenor more than anything else, and recently it's because the tenor has more frets, and I try to use all of those frets. I'm trying to learn how to play that, but it wasn't just the tenor size that got me excited, because I have an outdoor ukulele carbon fiber that I love, and it's my go-to ukulele. But what the Enya Nova has, in addition to that, is a new preamp that allows you to not only plug into an amplifier, and I'm thinking about doing some basking, and I have a small battery operated amp and it would be good for that, but that also you can play it and without having an amp, you can amplify. So here we go. I did unlock the first box, and so the Enya Nova ukulele itself comes in a colorful box. And I expect that this will be very much like the concert was, which is, in addition to the ukulele, you get a whole bunch of other goodies, including like a basic strap and some extra strings and so forth. So I wouldn't expect this to be any different. All right, so I'm opening up the case right here. And I've got two things. I've got the ukulele case, and then I've also got a little side case. I'm going to open this side case first. The side case has an extra set of ukulele strings, so that's always handy. It's a small patch. It includes a capo, which I don't use often, but I do like to carry one around, and a basic black strap, which is perfect because on all of my ukuleles, I found that I really just like a basic black strap, with the exception of my electric ukuleles, because they're heavier. It's nicer to have a strap that is a little bit more prominent. So the goodies are just as expected, and now we're going to get to the exciting part, which is actually opening up the ukulele itself. And of course, the one thing that you don't get with the other ukulele, because it was just an acoustic concert, is the USB cord to charge it. So that's a good sign too. So now I'm opening it up here. I've got a nice black case, and I'll probably put some patches on this as early as tomorrow to kind of make it my own, which is something I love to do. But I like the quality and the durability of the case that comes with the Enyas. In fact, what I ended up doing, as I said, for the concert, is I just sprayed this with some of the anti-water repellent, and then I just shove this in the water pack of my backpack and carried it when I go on long backpacking sessions. But here we go. We've got the tenor size ukulele. It comes wrapped, so we'll have to unwrap that. All right. Now this is definitely feeling much swankier, heavier a little bit than the concert. Definitely out of tune, so I'm gonna tune that in a second. But then it does also have a wonderful preamp on it. So I'm gonna hold it up there so you can kind of see the knobs that are there and the ability to plug in down here. And I'm just going to see if there is a power cord for this. I might have to read a little bit and then come back. So what I'm going to do is pause the tape here so that I can get this up to tune, and I will turn it on. But I will tell you that there's a couple of really interesting upgrades. The first is that these frets and I'll put them up real close, are metal, but they're very smooth, so it's a very comfortable bridge. The feel of it is really good, and I'm hoping that this is going to be as exciting as I expect. So stay tuned. I'm going to tune this, and then I'm going to charge it and be right back. So quicker for you than for me. All right, I'm back with the Tenor Nova Pro U. It has the same number of frets, and it is only slightly larger. If you look at it, it's really only a couple of inches taller than the Concert. And the thing is, they both have got the number of frets, so you can play the same songs, but what you'll see is when they're next to each other is the spacing on those frets. It's much more comfortable on the tenor than it is on the Concert. So, you know, I can play... Concert sounds great. I mean, like I said, I took it backpacking and love it. And in fact, some professional musicians I ran across who were backpacking had the opportunity to play it and were really impressed with it too. Now, this feels much sturdier, and the frets are just really comfortable. It's also got the markers on the top, which can be handy when you're playing, especially when it starts to get a little bit darker and you're looking at clear strings on a black surface. That's why I really like the metal as well for the frets, is that even if it's a little dark, you'll be able to see those. Now, one of the things that got me excited about this is the preamp, because I want to start doing some busking, and so it'll be important to be able to plug into an amp. I'd like to do that without pedals. So it's got the ability to plug into an amp, but it's also got its own reverb, chorus, and delay. So when I plug this in to the amp, and I'll do that tomorrow to show you, you'll be able to hear those without going through a third pedal. And you can hear it a little bit. So like here's without reverb, pretty standard, but now if I turn on the reverb, you can see that it's going to sustain a little bit longer. So that's even without being plugged into an amp, even though it doesn't affect the volume. And then there's also the ability to add chorus, a little bit wider. You'll be able to hear that more on the amp. And then also delay. So this one you should be able to hear. Yeah, so it's got that kind of ping effect after it. So let me do that again. Yeah, so it's kind of like... So, I mean, even if I'm playing acoustically, that might be interesting for some songs. I don't know, it sounds a little tinny. I hope it sounds better in the amp. It's not something that I would use playing acoustically. So I did like that it charged quickly when I plugged it into USB, because I do plug acoustic ukuleles into the amp, and it eats batteries, those little circular batteries, like candy, like lifesavers. So it'll be really nice to be able to just plug it in after each use and not have to go through all those small batteries, and better for the environment too. So anyway, I'm excited. I'm happy. It sounds great acoustically. Tomorrow I'll plug it into an amp and play a little bit to see how it is with the amp. But this is the goal for this, is to be my busking ukulele, and all signs are good. So stay tuned for the next section. All right, it's been more than 24 hours since I added the last section of the video. I've tuned up the Enya Tenor Nova, and it holds tune really well. So I toted it from the house to the boat here, where I plug in at the studio. I was expecting to have to adjust everything, and I didn't have to, so that was nice. I am disappointed that this has a high G, and so after I finish this video, probably the first thing I'll do is put a low G on it, because I think it's a waste to have a high G on here, especially when I play a note like an A minor. It just doesn't have that same kind of solemn tone when you have a high G. So I'm just kind of conditioned that way. The only other thing that disappoints me a little bit is that while they have the Enya preamp here, what it lacks is a tuner. And while the Enya does a good job of staying in tune, it would still be nice to just have a built-in tuner, especially since it's powered by USB, so that I don't have to attach a tuner to it. I do leave a tuner on some of my other ukes, and that's fine, but if I don't have to, all the better. And then the other thing is that I noticed when I put this away and toted it here, that the case for the Enya Tenor is tight. I mean, you kind of squeeze it in there as opposed to with the concert, and so you can kind of barely zip it. In fact, what I had to do was take the strap off and turn it around so that the buckle side was on the inside, just so I could close it and leave the strap on, which is something that I like to do. So so it sounds great. No complaints aside from it needing a low G, but that is in its natural form. So let's plug it into an amp. I have the Roland mobile amp, which is one that you can take on location and play by battery. So this amp actually could be sitting outside doing whatever. I mean, I picked this ukulele up with the intention of going busking. So this amp and this ukulele are what I'm hoping will do the job. So let's turn off the effects and just get a sense of it plugged in. So here we go. I'm going to crank up the volume about halfway. Sounds good. You know, no complaints about using this in the clean way. Just this amp and this ukulele I think will sound really good going out and sitting in the park and playing some songs with the case open, taking donations that I can pass on to the homeless. Now, let's try it with a little bit of the reverb on. So, okay, you can hear that. Sounds good. All right, so then let's turn that down and let's look at the chorus. So let's see. That's no chorus. That's more chorus. Subtle, but I can hear it. Might be helpful in a large space. Now this is a really small studio. You can't really tell because this is in the cuddy of my boat, so very small with low ceilings. All right, and then let's try it with delay. So. Almost sounds more like a flange than a delay to me. Leave a comment if you believe the same, because it's got that kind of like wobble. Reminds me of that dewlap or whatever it is in the back of the throat. Don't particularly care for it, but again, it's there. I think that the things that I'm missing that would make this better as a preamp is to have a tuner on it, and then I would rather have the ability to do some sort of basic amp model. So, you know, a knob that would just say maybe a crunch sound, or something that's just like a modern, maybe 2 or 3, but no complaints here. I mean, I think it's got some value. I don't think I would ever turn on this preamp without it being actually plugged into an amp, because to me it just doesn't have any value by itself. If I had a tuner, I'd use it for that. So the thing that I'm going to have to remember is to make sure I am charging it with a USB cable before I hit the road. I wish there was a better way too to tell how much of a charge is in the preamp. So there's a green light and there's nothing. I would love to have maybe down where it plugs in the USB cord a little bit of a display that would maybe be 3 red lights and let me know how charged it is, so that before I hit the road I could you know, verify that it's going to be able to work without failing on me. But I love it. I haven't come up with a name for it yet, but look forward to seeing it in some videos. And when I'm on the street playing some of those 100-day ukulele challenge songs, I'll be using this along with that Roland amp. All right, see you soon.